Well, guys, the Explorer let us down, so we're going to be driving this for a little while. It's a new Ford Escape, and I guess it's not that bad. I haven't ridden in it yet or driven it yet. I was out of town all week. Of course, they try to tell us that it could be a week to 10 days before they get the Explorer into the shop and get the issue diagnosed. And, they weren't going to be responsible for the loaner vehicle for that length of time, which obviously is not our fault that it's going to take that long. I said, hey, I'm 800 miles away. I need to make sure my wife's in a car. You guys diagnosed this a week or two ago, and now it failed after you sent us away the first time. So they put up a little resistance, like I said, but they got her into that beautiful little Escape there. It seems to be quite typical. The CV joints are no good from the factory. Either they were not lubed properly, they weren't tightened properly, they weren't assembled properly. Who knows what the case actually is, but it leads to some of this creaking, crunching, clicking noise as you turn the steering wheel. Well, long story short, they turned us away at the dealership, said, yep, seems to be a common issue. Parts are on back order. It's going to be a little while. Go about your way. We'll call you when the parts come in. Long story longer, probably a week later, so just a couple of days ago now, my wife was driving to work, noticed some more significant noises coming from the front end, stopped at a stoplight. Luckily, she was right next to her office, tried to make the left-hand turn into the parking lot, and here's a clunk and then a tung, 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 and the car stops, lights up, traction control, brake lights, the whole dash lights up, right? And the car doesn't move forward. We got it towed to the dealership, and we got into this little Escape as a loaner. And hopefully, because they ordered the parts about a week or so ago, they'll be in relatively soon and we can get this thing situated. So that's what's going on at the Speed Culture household right now. But I'm currently heading to the store, get a couple beverages. We're going to run over to my wife's office because we got some volunteer work going on today. Doing a little roadway cleanup. Got to do our part to keep the earth clean, right, guys? It's always nice to get out there and do something good. We've got some stuff going on today. There's a show or something going on this evening. Beer garden, something or other. I don't know, social distance gathering, nonsense, whatever. But some good stuff coming for the channel, guys. We're going to see what we can get into for some trouble this afternoon. But I also want to let you in on a little something. We are heading we're heading to the North Country. I'll just tell you that. So we're gonna drive this car this coming weekend. So stick around. There's gonna be some good footage. We'll probably do a little bit of a vlog. We're gonna get a lot of driving footage, interior, exterior, POV. We're gonna do this stuff right. Really gonna push this car this weekend. So I'm super pumped about that. Another thing is that we're going to look at a vehicle. I've looked at a few. Like I said before, nothing's just really tickling my fancy. I just can't get into anything that I'm looking at, which kind of blows because I'm getting super impatient. But I'm going to give you a hint at what I'm looking at. And let me know in the comment section below what you think it is. But the hint is, I'll give you a couple hints. It is going to be 6-cylinder. It is going to be rear-wheel drive. And what's another good one? I can't tell you what type of 6-cylinder is that'd probably give it away. The other thing I'll say is, after I buy the vehicle, I'm probably going to go get a tattoo with some pine trees up my forearm here. Did I tell you? I don't have my normal white tea, so I'm trying this raspberry nonsense. Anybody have any good energy drink insights? Let me know. I'm open to try some different things. I don't like the super fruity, super sweet. Try to go lower sugar. That's why I like the teas. But, low calories too. Got to watch that figure. Try this nonsense out. Heading to pick up the old lady. We're going to go down to the office. Get to work on this cleanup. Raspberry tea, not too bad, by the way. Cleanup today. That was a pretty successful trash pickup day. Got easily a couple 100 pounds of trash. Look at this, somebody leaving trash right here. Pick this up now. No, never, ever is that cool. I thought at a different angle it might look better, but nope. So we got some parts on order for the Q50, which is exciting. Some stuff coming in, hopefully in the next couple of days. I know I've been talking about tires for a long time, but it is time to get some, especially now while I have some cash burning a hole in my pocket, and I know I want to use it for another car, but I don't see any reason why not to use some for a new set of tires. And I've been looking and trying to decide. For a long time I was going to go with the Firestone Firehawk Indy 500s, but now I'm starting to think I'm going to go a different route. So since the very beginning, the idea kind of for this car obviously was like a canyon carver, mountain runner, ultimately an autocross car. So I've been talking to a lot of autocross guys, and of course they have a different perspective on tires because they're used to burning through tires in one or two events. So a lot of them say federal this, federal that. They're cheap, lots of grip, not maybe great for everyday driving. See, that's the situation that I'm in. I drive this car every day, so I might not be real concerned with tires once I get that second vehicle for the channel. But for the time being, at least, I drive this vehicle, this Q50, every single day. And now we're heading into the fall, so inclement weather is inevitable. And that's another complaint about the Federals, is that somebody even said that they try to murder you when it rains, and I've heard that from a bunch of other people, so that's something I got to take into consideration as well. But I really just want something that gets me some grip when I try to launch the car. A couple items came in today too. Not even sure. I know what this one is. Memory card for the GoPro. Good. What is this? I'm not expecting this. Doesn't even have my name on it. Oh, gloves. Heading out to get some clips for an upcoming video, and man, Greenville's got some cars around here. Blacked out M3 looks good. Lambo? What? This weekend vlog bled over into the weekend. In fact, we are about to head out of town tomorrow, late morning, early afternoon, for the trip that I mentioned earlier in this video. So got some things to prepare on the car before we head out, because if we're going to be pushing the car, we need to make sure everything is dialed in. And one of those parts I mentioned earlier that we're waiting on has arrived today. So I'm going to show you guys that right when I get back to the house. Show you this one. I opened this and got it on the charger right away. A battery charger and a second battery for the GoPro. We're gonna need that where we're going. One of the challenges with the GoPro is that you get out there to do some filming, you do a couple of runs, and then all of a sudden your battery's dead. So you can't do any more, obviously. And we're gonna be gone for a couple of days driving this car and getting footage. So I want to make sure that if one of the battery dies, we can just pop the next one in. This though is the one I really wanted to show you. This is really hard to do one-handed. towards yourself, guys, the safest way to do it. Are you ready for this? Oh, yo. Jalisco's carbon fiber hooked me up. Was not even expecting this, but he sent me out an LED front emblem. Let's open this thing up. Oh, I gotta cut it. All right, I'm gonna open this up. So I'll be honest, I've never really been super interested in the LED portion of the emblem. You know, I really honestly couldn't care less if the emblem lit up on the front of the car. But when I saw the emblems that Jalisco's carbon fiber was selling and now had available, I was like, oh, okay, I need that. So here we go. This is sick. They've looked so awesome in the pictures I've seen on Instagram. There it is, fellas. Wow. I like that. Gloss black with the gloss black background. I think he has some available with carbon fiber. I would have almost considered that too, but just for a little bit of contrast, but this looks sick. I won't be able to do the install today. We got to get the car ready for the trip, but yo, that's gonna be dope. So installation should be super easy. We're gonna do it without taking the front bumper off. We should be able to get our arm down in there behind the grill, pop the old one off and stick that one in. And then these wires, there's plenty of length here. Sorry about the car. You just have to tap into, you can tap into your fog lights essentially, because those will come on when your headlights come on, unless you have the diode dynamics always on module like I do. And in that case, we'll just tap into the wire that actually turns the headlights on rather than the fog lights, because our fog lights now always have power. So it should be easy and relatively simple, but we'll do that when we get back from the trip. I'm pumped. This is dope. This is really cool. It's super cool though to get something that you're not expecting. So this is cool. It actually feels like a really decent material. Super lightweight. It's a steering wheel cover if you didn't know. So here it is. Looks pretty awesome on here. Really badass logo he's got. I'm not sure it's going to do anything to keep your steering wheel cool in the summertime and the summer sun, because it's not really an insulative material, but it still looks pretty rad. And I know if you have your factory steering wheel installed, this would be pretty cool. Obviously, if you have the Jalisco's carbon fiber custom steering wheel or just custom steering wheel, you want to show that off at shows and meets and whatnot. So I'm not sure you'd want to cover it up, but this is a pretty cool way to support Jalisco's and help build brand recognition and stuff like that for them. So pretty excited to get this. Wasn't expecting it, so really appreciate it, man. It's been a lot of fun over the last several months getting this thing situated aesthetically, but we really need to focus on some performance stuff and supporting modifications, because like I always say, it doesn't really matter how much power and torque you're making to the wheels if you can't use it efficiently, whether it's on the street, on the track, in the mountains. You want to make sure you're putting all that power to the ground. So we're only making 335-ish horsepower to the wheels, 280 foot-pounds of torque, and it doesn't seem like a lot. But again, we want to make sure we're using every single bit of it. So speaking of that, I want to get this thing, give it a good once over before we head out this afternoon. I want to check the air in the tires, check the fluids, check the brakes, make sure everything is tight, and what else did I want to? I'm going to get under it and make sure there's no exhaust leaks or anything like that. Tighten up the test pipes and tighten up all the flanges and whatnot, so we don't have any rattles, we don't have any exhaust leaks while we're out cruising. I'm going to check the air in the tires. The rear tires always run about 29 psi. which still doesn't help me get any grip, but I found 29 PSI in the rear to be sort of a happy medium. It's good for daily driving, but also helps get a little additional grip, you know, when I need it or want it. The thing about, you know, regular radial tires is that lowering the PSI doesn't really, they don't work like drag radials do or drag slicks do. So airing them down doesn't really do a whole lot past a certain point. So it's not like you want to air them down to like 20 or 20, even 25. They just don't work in the same way, but taking a little bit of air out of them, soften them up just a little bit, it's going to help get a little bit of grip, which is good. Well, you know, for me on track situations or, you know, in the twisties. On the other hand, I keep about 32 PSI in the front, both for mileage, but also because this is a big, heavy car. And as you come into corners, even though we are lowered and we have sway bars, and the sidewalls of these Lexani LX20s are actually pretty stiff, and the fitment is proper, or the width of the tire is proper. There's not a lot of tire roll, but we want to make sure we're preventing it as much as we can. So I keep a little bit more pressure in the front just to prevent any potential sidewall roll or wrinkle. And of course, I want to make sure I have all the camera stuff situated and set up in the car so we can immediately start filming as soon as we get there. And we got to wash this thing up, make sure it looks good on camera and in person. And then we're going to head out. Oil level is good. Actually, I wanted to show you, I ended up getting those hood struts mounted in here. Just as I was about to return them, I started thinking, let me try one more time, and maybe I'll just flip them around upside down. And before I even did it, somebody left a comment in the comment section of that last vlog video and said, flip them upside down, it works just fine. And that's what I did, and sure enough, it does work. So I'll put a link in the description to these hood struts if I can recall. We're good. 16 bucks. One of them actually is enough to hold the hood up by itself, which is cool. But yeah, it's pretty stiff now, but that's good. It'll shoot up. One thing I did notice is that I'm a little bit low on power steering fluid at the cold minimum line. So it's just a tiny little bit more, but because we're going to be doing a lot of running around and, you know, we're going to be stressing the steering system in this car, it's probably going to heat up, so it'd be a good idea to top it off, which I'm going to. It takes Dexron ATF fluid, and I just happen to have some that's good for all Infiniti models, Valvoline. There we go. Cold max, all good to go. Power steering fluid. Fluids are good. Everything's tight in here. Nothing's kinked or anything, so I think we're good to go under the hood. There we go. There's one camera angle. All clean and ready. So stay tuned for some upcoming videos, guys. This is going to be an awesome trip. So we're going to get a lot of video, a lot of footage from different angles, and really test this car out. So excited for it to come, and probably be a series of videos, you know, over the next week or so, maybe 2, 3, 4 videos. We'll see how much activity we can get into and see what we can find out. Might do some vlog style stuff too, just for the trip in general, if you guys are interested in that. And also stick around for the installation video of this LED front emblem for the Q50. That's going to be a good video as well. So thank you guys very much for following along. As always, I appreciate the continued support. Big giveaways coming up too, so stick around. If you're not subscribed already, do it now. I appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next one.